Hey everybody, Jaycie here. Oh my gosh, we have ladies from all over the world today. This is a very unique and amazing group of women with me today. I'm so freaking excited. Okay, so as you know, we are here to talk about funny stories and just have a really good time. These ladies are sitting at my virtual kitchen table this morning, and we are truly sharing some girlfriend stories. So hold on to your hats, get a drink, whatever. Be careful if you're driving, just in case. So one of those hilarious moments, please don't run over any trash cans. Okay, so as you know, I am your host of Cartwheels and Banana Peels and the Rebel Storytelling Coach, but I want to know what every one of our ladies does, so I am passing the baton. So Kim, will you please tell us what the heck it is you do?
I help married millennial women find the love, support, and romance they want back in their marriage. And we do that through simple, consistent actions and a focus on real intimacy.
Freaking love it. Yay. Yay. Okay. All right, Jen, my dear.
Hi, I'm Jen. I am the creator and leader of Girl Talk of Age, which is a nationwide women's group for women 21 and up, hence the of age. We are all of drinking age. And this is a group where we build sisterhood and support in fun and creative ways. It's a safe place where we can share experiences and help each other educate, to grow, and to better our lives and better other lives, one person at a time. So we
Love
have
it.
nationwide and local groups.
That is so beautiful. So beautiful. All right, Paula, will you please share with
Hi.
us?
Sure. So my name is Paula. I help highly sensitive and neurodivergent women to treat or prevent burnout. I combine my own burnout experience with a background in psychology, yoga, and 19 years of mindfulness practices. I have developed a unique system that beats and prevents burnout by using a combination of science-backed and mindfulness tools.
Oh my gosh, so awesome. And I'm neurodivergent, so you can't all tell. You'll be able to tell very soon. Plus, I have this huge personality. I love it, right? All right, so you already know I'm your host. We've already talked about that. And I am known as the Rebel Storytelling Coach. And I help a lot of Gen X women, but women entrepreneurs absolutely be able to tell standout stories so they're unforgettable. That, you guys, that is what gets you the right people. When you share who you are, you attract your people. But look, just because I'm a Gen Xer, I have younger girls, ladies, women, rock stars with me today. Girls, sorry. Called you girls. I call myself a girl. It's just the way it is. All right. I want to hear your stories, and I know everybody else does. So I'm going to give that talking stick or that baton, whatever, right back to Kim because I want to hear what she has to share today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you all about why roaches are demons. Okay. Anyway, so it's one of those things. Roaches and mosquitoes, they serve no good purpose in our world. Evolution, my foot. Anyway, so I'm not afraid of them. I just really, really hate them. Maybe a little bit afraid. Anyway, all of this happened many years ago, right before my husband and I were married, and we used to live in his mom's house. But you see, we weren't really married. So here's the problem. She used to have this missionary friend who would come over like a couple times for the year and stay, and she'd always sleep in the front room. And so I'd have to kind of like not be living there while she was staying there. But anyway, so there's this one night we went out, as we usually did. We probably had a little bit too much to drink. So we're tiptoeing back into the house, past the sleeping missionary in the living room. And I get to the kitchen and I go to have a drink of water because I have to offset all of that alcohol that we just had. And I see my husband freeze at the end of the kitchen. And he's just like, step back. So what do? Do I step back? Of course not. I freeze. And I look down just in time to see this little demon crawl up under the inside of my jeans. Inside my jeans. So there I am. And I'm like, imagining all of the places this roach can be going. And so I don't know how the jeans came flying off in some direction. And I am there dancing around in my panties in the kitchen with the missionary sleeping in the living room, like a few feet away, trying to scream, but not scream because I don't want to wake up the sleeping missionary. So I don't know what my face was looking like. And my husband said it looked like literally something out of a horror movie. And, the last thing I remember is just pushing him past on one side because I was there dancing and, hitting all my legs all over the place because I didn't know where this roach could have ended up. All I remember, because I've probably blocked out so much of it, is pushing him somewhere towards the kitchen sink. I don't think he actually, but I think he did kind of tip over into the sink partly. But anyway, so I could get to the bathroom to turn on the hottest possible water to wash away anything that was left of the roach. I never wore those jeans again. He told me he found the jeans dangling from the curtain rod in the kitchen. I don't care. And, the funny thing is that, well, I mean, yeah, whatever. Lots of things about that. Up to today, like, he knows about me and the roach. That hasn't gone. And I've told we have 3 sons. I'm like, I made 3 sons and I have a husband. I need not take care of any bugs again in this house until you move out and have your own lives. You will deal with my bugs for me.
Oh my gosh. Kim, oh my gosh. And for those of you that don't know, if you live in the desert like me right now, or if you live in a more tropical area, it doesn't matter how you could have the biggest, finest home ever, the cleanest thing in the world. Those demons show up, let me tell you.
They do. And we're going into our rainy season, so they're like trying to find their way into the dry. Like, no, I pay for this house, not you.
Oh my gosh. I have my own horror stories around that. So it sparked some stuff coming back in my head. Oh my God.
Oh, that is great.
Woo-wee. All right.
That is great.
Everybody needs a shower or something now. I don't know. All right, Jen, will you share what you have today?
I will share my story. Yes. So my story starts with when I started following my dreams of having a dream job, and I worked the auto shows, and I worked for Chrysler, and there was a team of 80 plus girls and guys that represented the company, and we would travel to all over. Well, when you're traveling and you're younger, you try to save every penny that you can, right? And so taxi cabs, we were flying into Arizona show. And on the plane, this girl comes across my roommate and I, and she's like, "Oh, who do you work for?" Well, this girl also worked for Chrysler. So it was our first year and we became friends with this girl on the plane. She's like, "Well, my friend's picking me up. Would you guys like a ride back to our hotel since we're all staying at the same hotel?" Okay, sounds great. We're going to save this taxi money. Well, she didn't tell her friend, of course, because she invited us on the plane, that she's going to have 2 extra girls with all our extra luggage. So this friend shows up and he's a carpet salesman. So he has his whole trunk full of carpet supplies. So this leads into, we all have to cram into the back seat of this Cadillac. And so we get to know each other quite well on the drive from the airport to the hotel. It's great. It's fun. So we all go out and we go out to Scottsdale and we're having a great time. Like you, probably had a little bit too much to drink at the time. Well, my roommate and I are ready to go to bed. And well, Lisa and her roommate didn't really love the idea that she was going to bring home a extra friend, Joey. So they come back to our room. I give them my bed and I sleep with my roommate. And so now Joey's on the opposite side of the room, then Lisa, then Amber, and then me in these beds, right? And it's the end of the night. They've already been kicked out and come into our room and we've had a nice drink. And he's calling me Super Jen because I gave up my bed to them and I'm super awesome. And so we need to go to work in the morning and we need to present in front of thousands of people. So we need to go to bed. And all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, Super Jen." I'm like, "Yeah, Joey." He's like, "I just wanted to tell you, you have the most beautiful blue eyes." And I was like, "Thanks, Joey. My eyes are brown." So this led to a very great friendship, but you never know how you're going to meet somebody. And this person who was selling carpet samples have moved back to Detroit, built a relationship, and is now a multimillionaire serving carpet to the whole monopoly, and now offers a discount with the company that I have created. So it just goes to show how crazy it can be of the lifetime of stories. But my name is still Super Jen 20 years later.
Da-da-da!
Ta-da! With my blue eyes.
With your
Oh
blue
my
eyes.
gosh. With her brown blue eyes.
Yes.
Oh, I freaking love it. That is awesome. Yeah, you don't know. You never know. And I want to ask everybody out there, I don't know about, and you guys sitting here with me, I have stories, like there were cockroach stories go to my head. And then I'm like, ooh, because I don't even know what story I was going to share today. And then I have another story from, that's a hotel room story that popped into my head. But anyway, that's why we tell these stories, because you can relate to people and they go, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Paula, weird. Going to you, my girl.
Hi. So I thought I'll share a story from the time I lived in Mexico. And excuse me, when our friend was sharing a story about the cockroach, I actually remembered that I also had a flying cockroach in my bedroom. In one time also, yeah, it was the worst thing, really. Like, I had Scorpios in my bedroom, there's like snakes, there's all sorts of things out there, but a flying cockroach.
There's something different. They hit different.
Yeah, it's
in the
disgusting.
corner, but it's fine. But that
I'm really there with you, Kim. Anyway, back to my story. So I was staying in a very, very rural, remote place in a jungle. And I had, a mosquito net. I had, like, I kicked out my Scorpios out of the bedroom. I went to sleep. And I wake up in the middle of the night with a very loud noise. And I understand that that noise is happening actually inside my ear. And it's not just noise, there's also like some stinging sensation. So whatever is moving in my ear is also stinging me and biting me. And as I've just kicked out a Scorpio out of my bedroom a few hours prior, I'm just imagining all sorts of scary, like tropical monstrosities. And it's a tiny village in the middle of nowhere. There's no hospital. There's like one doctor for the village, which I happen to have a number for because I was taking my friend to that doctor just a few days prior. So I'm calling the doctor. I'm not expecting much. He's not answering. Of course, he's sleeping. And a few hours later, he texted me that I can come at 7 a.m. He'll be in his clinic. But at that time, it was, I don't know, 2, 3 a.m. He wasn't answering. And I was, on one hand, I was really scared. But on the other hand, I actually really wanted to sleep because it was like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I don't remember. And this is a really interesting thing, that I was actually able to just go to sleep and have a few hours sleep.
Wow.
And one of the morals here is that you do not know what you're capable of, because I thought that having a bug in my ear or something is like one of the scariest things. It was really one of my biggest fears in my life. I actually shared that with friends a while back, that it's probably one of my scariest, one of the biggest fears that I could have, that could happen to me. And it not only it happened in a circumstance that I could not get any help. I was on my own in the middle of nowhere. And I was able to go to sleep. I slept a few hours with that thing in my ear.
That's amazing.
And then I mean, it wasn't like the sound as deep as sleeps, but actually I was in my bed, I was sleeping. So I wake up a few hours later and I see that the doctor had texted me like that. Maybe he texted me around 5 a.m. that I can come at 7 a.m. So I come back. I come at 7 a.m. Of course, like 6:45, I'm already waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he looked at my ear, he washed it out. It turns out it was like a teeny tiny ant. It's just an ant. It's not a creature. It's not like some scary tropical monster. It's just an ant. It's just a tiny ant, but ants do sting as well. And the doctor saw that there are some stings inside my ears, so he took care of that, and I was fine. Like there's no lasting damage, other than being very scared. yeah, this is the story I thought I would share because it's
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
funny, and it's also, yeah, as I said, there is a moral to it that it
Yes.
all ends well. And you know, after I tell this story, like everyone is really clever to give me advice, of course, but in the middle of the night, you do not have like the capacity to think clearly, especially when you're stressing. But if you ever get something in your ear, it actually can be a good idea to take a straw and try and pull it out. So actually then it's not so scary when you think about it. Yeah, don't swallow it. You can put a tissue on top of the straw or a little cloth so it doesn't go into your mouth. But yeah, you can just use a straw and take it out if that happens to you or to your friend.
Great.
But that has a whole different thing. You know, when you tell somebody you want to give them this idea, you're like, hey, I just want to put a little bug in your ear. This is not funny to Paula anymore. Don't even say that.
It's not.
Oh my goodness. You guys, I have so many like little stories running around in my head. But what I want to do today, instead of one of my bigger stories, is I want to react to it was Jen's story because I had so many, but this is one I'm stuck on. So to show you how people can react like this. Oh, now we have this conversation. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of, right? So the whole hotel thing years ago, as some of you out there know, I taught dance for 20 something years. I had my own dance studio. That was my first company, right? So I was pretty young. I was in my 20s at this point. We took a group of girls, and it was only one mom and myself in that situation as their chaperones. We took a small group of girls to a dance conference or seminar, convention. I've been out of the industry too long. A dance convention somewhere. I think it was St. Louis, Missouri. And kind of crammed in with extra people, to be honest, you know, in a hotel room. So, you know, saving everybody money. So a couple of the girls were sleeping on the floor. We finally get these giggly, you know, teenage girls to shush so they can, you know, we all got to settle. We've got an early morning the next morning to, you know, be in the ballroom, you guys. We got stuff to focus on. So they're cackling, they're giggling. And then you hear one of the young ladies go, ow, help me. Like, what's the matter, Amber? What's going on? And I don't know. Honestly, I can't say I've seen one of these lately, but we used to have those tall lamps, but they had like the little shelf around it. And then this like little decorative thing that, you know, went around it to kind of like almost like a whiteboard fence. You know what I'm saying? Like there's two little rows to it that go around the lamp. So there's like a little fake gold thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm looking at my ladies for those of all the, they're just listening. I was going, do you guys understand on that? So it has this little decorative thing around it. She goes, I'm stuck. Like, what do you mean stuck? I'm flipping on the light by then. She's like, I've got my fingers stuck in the lamp thingy. She did. She, for some reason, had put her fingers in between those little grooves and those little whatever. She couldn't get them out. And we were like, oh my gosh. So the other lady and I jump up. We're trying to save the day. There's no moral, you guys, to this story. That was it. We saved her. Boom. We went on. We did our whole dance convention all that week. It was fine. It was fine. But there's that moment of panic when you hear this young, I think she was probably 14 or 15 at the time. I can't get my fingers out of the lamp. So you just don't know. And that's what I wanted to share. There's sometimes then we give these stories as feedback that it's just because we connected. Yeah. Because I felt this connection on these stories today. This is why I want everybody to tell stories that may not have anything to do with what you do in the world, work-wise, right? They're personal things. That is how we get the right people. It's how we get referrals. I'm on a soapbox. I'm going to shut up. So we're going to move on. All right. We're coming back around because you guys know I like to keep these short and as snappy as possible. Kim, do you have someplace, either an offer? Do you have something you want to offer people today? Or at least how can they connect with you? And you guys remember, these links are going to be in the show notes wherever you're listening.
Yeah, sure. I love hanging out at Instagram. So Kim-Ken-De Silva, that's where you'll find me. And if you go there, you'll also find my 5-minute date ideas to bring the spark back in as little as 5 minutes a day. So you'll find that link there. 5-minute dates.
Love it. All right, Jen.
Great.
sure.
The best way to connect with me would be girltalkofage.com, and that will lead you to our website, which then you can add our Facebook group if you are on social media or Instagram. But go to girltalkofage.com, and we have discounts that we offer not only with carpet, but bare minerals. We help missions that save homeless dogs and education to orphanages. So check out our website and be part of our group and giving back and making the world a better place.
And what a perfect example of being multi-passionate, because she just told us from carpet to dogs. So just saying, that freaking rocks. Everybody's like, niche down, which, okay, yes, but how cool is that? What an example. What a cool example. All right, Paula.
Hi, so I'm also hanging out at Instagram mostly at paula.mindfulness, and I have special free guide for you, which is helping you to give you sorry, I just kind of lost my train of thought for a minute.
Okay.
I want you to I'd like to invite you to get my 3-step burnout recovery strategy that you will get in the show notes. It's you know, my proven strategy of 3 steps in a short PDF guide that you can steal.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I just want to say, if you are listening to this somewhere versus watching it, you need to go to YouTube and watch it, because I can see the support in the other ladies. Paula was like, I just lost my train of thought. And I'm watching Kim and Jen, and I see the smile and the support that is, this is a sisterhood. This is camaraderie.
Yes.
And when we hold each other up, oh my gosh. Right?
Thank you. And, you know, I'd like to say, if I can, you know, I'm autistic and ADHD, and anyone who is like that knows very well that this happens a lot. Like, it happens to my clients on my client coaching calls. It happens to me, like when I'm coaching them, when I'm on podcasts, when I'm on Reels, when I'm on stories, like it happens. Like I have so much going on in my head. It can be hard, but you know, it's part of who I am, and it's part of like also helping me connect to my clients, because they're the same like me. You know, they see me, you know, that can relate to me, because I'm trying to.
I love
be
that, because I did, Paula. Because as soon as you're like, I lost my squirrel, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, there's the ADHD. I see it in you, because, you know, we see what we know.
Yes, I have a lot of letters behind my name that aren't degree-wise. So I have ADHD and a few other letters. So I lose my train of thought and lose my words as well. So that is a very natural thing and relatable, like you said.
Yes.
So.
And I was, because Jen, when you said that, I was like, oh, girl, that's a little tiny mini story that you could share. I'm like, yeah, I have letters behind my name that aren't degree related.
I can
and
tell.
then people are going to ask. They're going to be like, what are, if they have it, they're going to be like, man, like, huh? What?
Yeah.
What? All right, you guys. So we could just, I love these conversations. I could sit here for so long talking to these amazing ladies. Oh my gosh. Make sure you connect with them. There's so much cool stuff here. Oh my goodness. Such amazingness and such amazing work that they're doing in the world. If you're like, well, wait, Jaycie, you're talking about these stories and how you can share this one and that, and I just don't get it. I don't even know how. Hello, you can talk to me and I will find stories for you. I just did it for Jen spontaneously. I'm like, Jen, that's a story you could share. I picked on Jen a couple times today, but there's just stuff. Or actually, Paula, I'm like, oh yeah, got to be like, don't be like, uh-oh, because you're like, no, wait, oh, wait, hang on. I got to go back down the path. How did I get to where I went? Where was I? And you walk your way back to it. It's freaking awesome. So go to cartwheelsandbananapeels.com. It is the easiest way to find me. You're going to be able to see other episodes. You're going to be able to find out how you can work with me, blah, blah, blah. All the coolness. Okay. So that's all I want to share on that. I'm going to let us go today, because seriously, we can stay here for a while. This is a great combo. But if you want to be, you know, sitting in one of these seats and talking to me, then again, cartwheelsandbananapeels.com, because you can apply to be a guest right there as well. So we're going to wrap it up, but you guys have a freaking rocking day. Thank you for joining us. And if you are on the YouTube channel, then make sure you subscribe. And for God's sakes, tell your freaking friends, because we have so much fun here. All right, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.